name's Christian Hyland. I'm commercial director and co-founder of Optim Legal. I'm kind of the business guy and head coach and chief enabler. Optim Legal is an alternative top-tier firm that's is a business law firm that is working with a lot of emerging companies in the Sydney market. We're staffed by lawyers from the top 8 firms, and we have shifted the emphasis from the billable hour back to client service and professional satisfaction for our lawyers.
So, Christian, why did you launch Optim Legal?
Well, we started by looking at opportunities that in the market, and we saw that in the United States, one of the fastest growing companies over there was an alternative top-tier firm. And we set out by having a series of conversations and in-depth interviews with about 50 lawyers in Sydney. And from those discussions, it really became clear that lawyers were dissatisfied with the system, that there were aspects of the emphasis on timesheets, the drive for billable hours, the partnership tournament, that wasn't why they went to law school, and they weren't finding it professionally satisfying. And with the deregulation of the legal industry back in 2004, it gave us the opportunity to set up a company, bring in business ideas from other industries, set up really a business services platform that top-tier lawyers can come in and establish a practice, work with the autonomy that they want, have a much higher rate of return on their fee income, have the flexibility to have a family and have a fulfilling career. So yeah, we saw that opportunity, and that's what really led us to establish Optim.
And why do you believe that Optim has been so successful so far?
Well, it was a very novel concept, and no one that we know of has actually gone about it the same way. We started it from scratch as a non-lawyer and a non-practicing lawyer. We brought in people from Freehills and Allens and Mallisons, and we went about developing a client base and a culture and a set of systems from ground zero. And I think the greatest success has been in the people and seeing them develop in terms of coming on board, wanting to have a certain clientele, wanting to have a balanced life, wanting to have the professional satisfaction of being able to put their clients first, being able to not necessarily be bound by the firm to say you must hit these billable targets. We don't have billable targets. We have people who work 20 hours a week. We have people who work 50, 60 hours a week. There's that range of flexibility. So I think after 2.5 years, seeing people who've succeeded in creating the practice that they want to have and still having that balance in their life, I think that's a great measure of success for us.
And why do you believe innovation is so important in the Australian legal profession in 2010?
You know, the legal industry has, I think, one of the highest rates of depression. I think that there's a lot of unhappiness within the profession. You've got a lot of very bright, talented people with a lot of drive who are put in systems that don't work for them. And I think that the opportunity has been created by the legal reform acts to look at ways of making the organizations work for the people again. And if you can do that, and you can borrow ideas from people like Herb Kelleher, who puts his people first, and if you look after your people, they'll look after your clients, and your clients will come back for more, and they'll look after all the stakeholders. And that's a very congruent system. And I think innovation and bringing ideas into the industry to address some of the the tensions that are being created both by a demographic shift of young partner level lawyers knocking at the gates, not necessarily getting into full partnership positions, women feeling like they have to make a choice between partnership and having a family, young lawyers feeling like they don't have a say, they don't have control, their voices aren't heard, they don't have that sense of self-determination. They're knowledge workers. There are better ways of organizing knowledge workers, and that's what Optim's really set up to do.